Welcome to the Tape Deck. This show here is solely based on 90s hip-hop, the golden era of hip-hop. We're going to get into the music. We're going to get into the fashion. We're going to get all the way into the culture. Don't consider us just your hosts. We are your new 90s family. I'm Money Carson.
And I'm Cash Only J. Let me repeat that. Cash Only.
Only.
Let me just talk about what the topic's going to be about today, which is what is 90s hip hop. Today we're going to cover facts and opinions. And listen, man, we want to interject the audience in together with this show. There's no opinion or no fact that is wrong when we cover this show and just take it all the way through. So we want everybody to enjoy themselves and then just get back to focusing on 90s hip hop.
So let's start out with let's go right to some stats. The stat that jumped at me the most, because me being a 90s hip hop type of dude, I was unaware of how many people actually went platinum in the 90s. Like, it's amazing. From back in 1990, Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, that went platinum. Salt and Pepper had an album, Black's Magic, that went platinum. Jay-Z went platinum a bunch of times. DMX went platinum a bunch of times. DMX went platinum 3 times in a row. Third time was 5 times platinum.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is, let me just jump back to Public Enemy. It's crazy, man, because their material was authentic. It was groundbreaking, and you would think that somebody that or a group of some bodies would go platinum way more than what they did. But at the time when that was moving and SoundScan was getting bigger and bigger, it just really focused in on like their big songs. Like, to me, Fight the Power. Like, I think that was the album. Fear of Black Planet was the one that their first album that went platinum out of the 5 albums that they did.
I feel you. LL Cool J is another one that went platinum like almost through its duration. He's got platinum albums from the 90s up to 94, up to 96, 95, that Mr. Smith joint he dropped, all of that. Platinum. Wu-Tang, platinum. 36 Chambers went platinum. The what was it, Reunited?
Yeah, the double
disc, that went platinum. DMX awesome, went 5 times platinum. Jay-Z's album Reasonable Doubt went platinum. In My Lifetime Volume 1 went platinum. Hard Knock Life went platinum. Volume 3 went platinum.
Let me ask you something about that. Those Jay-Z albums. Out of those platinum albums, which one did you like the best? What was your favorite?
Oh man, probably Reasonable Doubt. Only because that comes with a whole story with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, with Reasonable Doubt, I remember, was it like, that was 95, 96. I remember I was dealing with this chick and I got the tape and I left the tape at her house. And then when I got home, the tape started blowing up. And then, look, I had broke up with her, though. But I still needed my tape. So I had to get one of my girl cousins to press her and make her get me that tape. So when I got it back, the victory was just way more, you know what I mean? Heroic, celebratory, so to speak. Yeah, so that album, that kind of means something to me.
That's crazy. I get mashed out because my favorite one was Volume 1. And one of the reasons why Volume 1 was my favorite is because, like, I was out there doing it hard, playing around in the street. And I remember this one instance we were going to, and I know you're a basketball guy, so we were going to this tournament down to AC, and we was riding down the turnpike. And I guess the guy that I was with, he had a CD changer. He had a Honda Accord, registration, license, everything was bad. And we blowing, we riding down, having a good old time, and the CD switch, and it switched to Volume 1. In the beginning of Volume 1 is a heartbeat, and the berries is on behind us, and I was like, oh shit. And my man had like a ounce of weed. I was blowing on a J. It was a blunt going on rotation, and these cats is just throwing everything out the window, and I'm like, yo, it's over. And it was like that right there, and then all the songs that like kind of went into the lifestyle I was in, man, really made me love that album. But people were like, nah, man, that's not the best one.
I
But
feel
that's the
like
best one.
Reasonable Doubt, right? Like I did like the one you talking about. I feel like Reasonable Doubt simplified what everybody else was trying to say, because hip hop has always mainly been, at least this version of hip hop has been, people trying to tell their street story. I think Hove, Jay-Z back then, somehow he managed to simplify it so that everybody could understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If you was outside, you would hear certain records by other artists and you would get it, but a lot of people didn't get it. I think that's how he was able to mainstream without selling out. He simplified the story.
yeah. You know what? The crazy thing is, like, one of my favorite verses is from that actual album, Brooklyn's Finest, when Big was like, if they had Tupac's, if they had twins, then it
Should
would
probably
be
have
two
two
Pacs.
pops.
Get it?
Two
Two
pops.
Pacs. Yo, that
Yeah.
shit, man. Yo, that just like kicked off a whole lot of shit that was going on between the East and the West. And it's a shame that, things went so left, but I mean, those are the best times in our lives, man. I mean, for me, just coming up through the 90s, and like you had said earlier in the beginning of the show, man, this is like, that was the gateway and the golden time, the golden era of hip hop.
Right. What we look like single wise? What type of singles, platinum singles, came out in the 90s?
Okay, going back to Public Enemy, which I thought was a joke. 911 was a joke. It was like a big selling album, man. That was like a multi-platinum style selling single. And then another one, I liked the song, but I was like, wow, like this is a platinum selling album, platinum single selling single, which was Diggable Planet's Cool Like That.
Oh yeah, that was a big record, bro.
I
Bro, you
guess
gotta understand that song that was getting sync before sync was popular. Sync is when you get it in film, commercials, and all of that.
Okay.
That song, that beat till today still gets synced. That was a big record.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember it being big, but I would never think that would be a platinum, a multi-platinum single album, because it just is like, all right, that's just something that just bump on the radio,
The vibe is universal. You could listen to that at a party. You could listen to that in an elevator. The vibe is universal. Before anybody was talking about vibes, Diggable Planets was a vibe.
Right. Yeah. So then I got the other one. It was actually a Stop Drop, which the DMX joint.
Shut them down.
Shut 'em
Open up
down.
shop.
Yeah, that was multi-platinum. And I think, like, even though that was mainstream initially, that was like an underground joint, and it just grew because DMX like went from somebody that was a nobody to somebody.
I got a question for you, and a question for anybody tuned in, right? Because when you mentioned that video, when you mentioned the song, I think of the video. They had crazy four-wheelers out there. That's what the Rough Riders kind of made their staple on.
Right.
To me, did they set that off? Did they set that trend off? Did they lock that trend into hip hop?
I believe so. Money. I mean, that's money right there. I think you hit it on the nose with the bikes, the four wheelers, and them, like just a mob of cats just riding around, just doing them. So I think they were the first ones to do that.
Anybody's tuned in. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. But if you tell me I'm wrong, I need to know who's right. So, you know what I mean? Let's line that up too.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's money right there.
So let's jump it off with some stats, right? The one stat that sticks out to me the most when we was doing our little pregame research and all that was how many albums went platinum in the 90s. Because being a 90s hip-hop dude like myself, I was shocked that I didn't know. I didn't realize. Like in 93, Enter the Woo, platinum. You know who else went platinum in 93? Criss Cross with The Bomb.
Oh, wow.
Platinum. 94, Regulator album that Warren G dropped. Platinum. Creeping on the Come Up, the album that Bone Thugs and Harmony dropped in 94 that only had 5 records and 1 instrumental at the end. Platinum.
Wow.
Biggie, Ready to Die. Platinum.
I mean, I knew that was platinum. That right there, that was a time in my life where it was I identical to some of the things that's going on in my life, like because you know it sounded like he just wanted to give up. You know what I mean? And he was just making a way for himself to come up, and then like the song started blowing up. So you know a lot of people gripped that and supported him. So and that was like worldwide. Like it just seemed like every coast at that time before the beef took hold of that. So I wasn't surprised about the big joint, but that regulator I'm surprised about that. I guess Warren G got a lot of support on the West Coast, because I only remember a couple of singles off of that. That was okay.
It was that single though that did it. The single is what made the album platinum. Yeah, the regulators.
Yeah,
Regulators, mount up. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
When that played, everybody knew what that was when that happened.
That was on the Above the Rim soundtrack. I remember that being very big in the video when Dwayne Martin did his thing, Tupac, the cat from that played Avon Barksdale.
Oh yeah. He was the bull. What was his name? He was the bull that wanted to shoot him at the end.
Yeah.
Go do dirty. Go get the ride. He was that dude. I told you. Yeah, he was that dude. Yo, you know who else went platinum crazy? DMX. First 3 albums platinum, the last one, and then there was X 5 times platinum.
Man, X, man. When he came through, like when he blew up, man, he blew for real, man.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
Just turned into a real character, like a movie star, an MC, and like a superhero, all rolled up in one.
I got an album for you that went platinum. Let me know how you feel about this. Big Willie Style went platinum.
Wow.
1997. But in my lifetime, Volume 1 went platinum too.
Yeah. That that joint right there, man. I love that album. Just like the Ready to Die album, man. It was like parallel that things is going on in my life, man, that made me really grip that album. So, I'm not surprised about that. But you know what? We talking about these platinum albums. Let's just segue to these singles, man.
Yeah, what we got single wise?
We got some surprising ones that I got, man. Like Big Little Planets, man. Rebirth was slick, cool like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo, I was kind of surprised at that when I researched it. I'm like, I remember it being a big song, but I don't know, man.
They played it everywhere. They played it at NBA games. They played it at hockey games. They played it in the elevator. They played it at the doctor's office.
Yeah.
They played it at the club.
Yeah.
They played it everywhere. That record was a go from day one.
You're right about that. Another one, I'm not surprised that Digital Underground, Humpty Hump Dance.
I once got busy in the Burger King bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me. That was so like shocking and funny, but it was like, hold up though. He actually could flow though. He was still killing it. He was saying some goofy stuff, but he was killing it though.
Yeah, he was nice. My favorite part is come here, fat girl. Come here, are you ticklish? Look at me, I'm skinny.
We gotta say rest in peace to Shock G. But yeah,
definitely.
You know what? I've always been curious as to how that came about. Like I wonder, like being used to being an artist, songs come about different ways. I wonder if that was planned or accidental. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They seem something like accidental, like they just kind of ad-libbed and, it just got catchy.
To it.
Yeah.
What else we got single-wise? I know we got some more.
Another one, which is funny to me, was 911 is a Joke by P.E. Like, that's not one of their better songs, but...
It was the message, though.
Yeah.
It was the message and the timing. What year was that? What year was that?
That was 92.
In 1992. Think about what else was happening in 1992. What else was happening?
The Rides.
Boom.
That's right.
That's it. Yeah. That's enough right there. With all that's going on, and then to drop a record, 911 is a joke in your town. Everybody, whether you loved it or you hated it, you had to listen to that record. You bought that record. That's how they went platinum.
Definitely.
That was a big record.
Yeah, man.
Did that start the conscious? Who started the conscious movement? Did the conscious movement start around that?
I think it was a little bit before that because, like, I think like even off of the mic.
I shouldn't have said started it. Who elevated it? Where was it at before they dropped 911 as a joke? Because to me, at my age range, that's the first record that I heard and understood what they was trying to say.
Right. I think that when Karis one put all the MCs together and they had self destruction and with some things happening like in Brooklyn, well in Bensonhurst with Yusef Hawkins and Public Enemy had grasped that with Spike Lee. It just seemed like more MCs, rappers, were being more conscious. And even the West Coast, they had their own thing called Same Gang, where because there's a lot of gun violence out there with the Bloods and the Crips, a lot of gang activity and police was just cracking heads, and they were trying to basically offset that, which jumps over to Ice Cube. Ice Cube made an album like way before the riots. His second album, Death Certificate, was kind of geared towards that, like letting everybody know this is ready to blow up for real if y'all don't stop it.
I feel you. Yo, let's get into some videos. If you listening, you tuned in, and you got an idea for what video was really stuck out to you in the 90s, throw it in the comments, throw it whatever. All right, let's get into a couple videos, right? I'm going to go rewind back, 1992. My first video pick of the 90s that was really stood out to me was Ice Cube. Today Was a Good Day. That video was crazy to me. It has so many hip-hop quotables in it. It has so many iconic scenes, like when he was playing basketball last week, messed around and had a triple-double. You know what I mean? The Lakers beat the Supersonics. Like, that whole video, it was like a movie without a movie. Just the way he really came out the house, got dressed, had breakfast, went about his day throughout the video. That really was dope to me. That was like next level. Most of the videos at that time was just everybody standing there rapping, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So that gets my vote right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably take it back to a little bit back beyond that, and that was Two Live Crew's Move Something. I tell you, man, Luke really put the video vixen on notice.
Absolutely.
He had them girls, man, shaking them rumps. And I'm like, yo, what is this? I mean, these guys, man, I'm not really feeling what they're saying, but these girls. I was watching that. I VH1 dubbed that, and that was something that I would watch over and over and over again.
The rump shaking changed your life.
Yeah, it definitely did. Oh man, that what were they wearing back then? Those is not Speedos. What was those things called?
I don't know,
biker shorts.
Yeah, the bikers. He's talking about Luke and the bikers. All right, look, my number 2, I'm going to go back a year further, 1991. Even though I'm sure a lot of the listeners, they wanted me to be in 96, 97 because there was some crazy stuff then. But you got to let me do what I'm doing. If you got something else, put it in the comments. I promise you. It's just too much to get everything. But my next one is Ghetto Boys, Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Oh, yeah, that video was a movie in its own. That video was a movie and a half. Punching on the concrete, the whole nine. Like, they really executed that. That was dope to me. I remember being young. I remember hearing my older cousins sing it. And then one day when I really finally saw the video, the way it lined up, exactly what they were saying. Because, again, I'm used to just watching people rap when I watch videos.
You know what was crazy about that is they dropped that video at the right time. And it was like around Halloween.
Perfect.
When they did that. I remember it was like in the fall of 91 when that album came out and that video came out. I remember it was like right before Halloween, and the Bushwick Wills wilding at the end, and yo man, that was a dope
Halloween
video.
fell on the weekend. I mean, they timed that out perfect.
Yeah, mine's was my second go-to is videos was Jazz Bugging Out, which came out a couple of months after in 92. I love that video because I'm a Tribe Called Quest guy, and that was the first time I ever seen like a video like just broken in two.
Yeah.
You know, they start off cool, you know, with the jazz thing and the acid jazz thing going, and then you know they come out bugging out with the big eyes, the big eyes, man. Fife and Q-Tip, they got these large eyes, but you know, it's a lot of energy, and they was doing their thing, man. And you know, that's like one of my favorites.
All right, my third video, I'm going to fast forward. 1997, Been Around the World, Biggie and Puff. They had brought the boats out, the speed chase, the whole nine, the jewelry. They was Versace, whatever they was wearing. It was exquisite, you know what I'm saying? They took it to the next level budget-wise. They took it to the next level visual-wise. Like, that was a video of all videos. When that dropped, it made everybody say, all right, what you gonna do now?
Yeah, that was crazy. Mine's was a little bit under that, and actually I have two, but I'm gonna just go ahead and stick to this one. Jay-Z, Streets is Watching, and that was in 97 as well.
You talking about the video to that song, or you talking about that movie?
I'm talking about the video to the song, but I did love that movie.
That joint was hard.
Yo, that was like
I know what your favorite joint was.
Well.
Your favorite joint on that movie was the Chris John song.
Oh no! Stop it! Come on, man! Come on!
Yo, The Streets is Watching though. The single, the video, that's a hard joint. That's a hard joint too.
I love that joint, man.
Streets is Watching.
Yo, Jay-Z. He took it to another level, man. When it seemed like all was lost when Big and Pac had passed, you know, it was like kind of like, you know, in my mind was scrambling like, oh, who's the next one? And he just stepped it up, man. I remember the first time I heard Streets is Watching, this before I saw the video. I was going over Philly and I heard and I was like, yo, he's the one.
Yeah,
he's the one. And then the video came, and then the mini movie, and then it was like just snowball.
Streets is Watching in the Streets is Watching movie, the Streets is Watching song came right before or after. I could be wrong, but in my mind I'm right. The Friend of Foe joint.
It was
A Gun in Your Face, and that's all you can come up with? That
came after. Friend of Foe was first, and then
it went into that, right?
Yeah, it went into that.
Right. What he had on, was it a 49ers or a Chiefs jersey? It was a red jersey.
He had no. And the Friend of Foe, he had a Tommy Hilfiger sweatshirt. You're talking about where I'm from. The 97 jersey?
Yeah. Was that Chiefs or was that the 49ers?
Nah, it was a Cardinals jersey.
Was it a Cardinals jersey?
He had it was Andre Wadsworth. It was 97 though. I remember what you're talking about. That was where I'm from.
You just robbed the people of some money, because if it was one of the two, I was going to cash app whoever got it right.
Well, cash only, brother. That's all I'm gonna say. Cash only.
Cash only. All right, I rock with those videos. Let's do one video for like what's it called? Honorable mention.
Okay. All right. Good. Because I had four.
All right, go ahead. Shoot your fourth.
So my fourth and my honorable mention would be Benjamin's. That Benjamin's, man. Yo, it's crazy because people don't know this. There's two versions of that. And the first version, they didn't have Little Kim. It was just the Locks and Puffy.
Yeah.
And I heard that. I went back to one of the schools that I got thrown out of, which is King College or King University now. And they used to throw these parties at this place called Green Lane. And that came on, man. The place went crazy. And I was on that record so hard that I went to the DJ. I was like, yo, you gotta tell me, what is this? He was like, yo, the Locks. I was like, yo, damn, the Locks. Yeah. And I remember that. And then, shortly after, maybe about a month, they came out with the video when she jumped on it, and it was a part of the record.
You remember when Biggie was on it?
Yeah. Well, no, he was on it. He was actually on it. It wasn't Lil Kim.
Look. You remember when the beat changed?
Yeah, that was. You know what? You're right. They didn't have him on the original one. It was Lil Kim.
Right, but do you remember when the beat changed? Yeah. How about that sample from my uncle's record?
What?
Yep.
Stop playing.
Fun fact. I promise you.
Oh, wow.
That sample from one of the Ingram's records.
So that's going to be a fact check.
Yeah, go for it.
Fun fact check.
I don't even know if you'll find it on Google, but if you could trace the banks, it's a true story.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's nice. That's nice. Well, what about yours?
My fourth video, I'm gonna go with Lost Boys Renee.
Oh, all right. Damn,
Here's
that's a
a tune
dope one.
about the shorty named Renee that I met one day on my way back from John Jay. They shot their storyline thoroughly too. They even jumped the turnstile and all that when he said he was jumping the turnstile.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was big
I remember that.
on visuals back then. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching that on Rap City The Basement. My mom had this black leather couch and we would fall asleep so much that on the arm joint it kind of cracked. Leave the whole line in your face. But I would come home from school, do whatever I had to do, whatever, 4:30, Rap City The Basement. That video came on every day.
Right.
Every day in the 90s. Lost Boys Renee.
Man, it's funny that you say Lost Boys because that first album, Lex Beamer's Beats.
Lex Coupe the Beamers in the Benz. The Benz!
Man, very underrated.
My man's!
Very, very underrated.
Yeah,
man.
Freaky Top was one of the illest ad-libbers to ever touch the 90s. Him and Spliff Star got it, hands down.
Hey, rest in peace to Freaky Top, man.
Facts.
Cash Money.
We got our videos. Jay. Cash Only Jay. Let's jump off the best verses of the 90s. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
Most definitely.
What we doing? You going first?
Man.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go first,
Cash
man.
out on him.
I'm going to cash out. And if you're talking about credit, man, you might as well cut a check or suck a dick. Can we say that? Well, anyway. That's a Sauce Money verse, actually. But my first one, I'm going to take it to the West Coast. Q, man, he had this joint called Wrong Nigga to F With. And he had a verse on that joint called, he had a verse on his song that really got my attention very fast. And he was like, don't let me catch Daryl Gates in traffic because I'll pull his cat backwards. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy because Daryl Gates is like the police chief of LA, the LAPD.
He was disrespectful.
So yeah, when he said that, and he said a whole bunch of other shit in that song, but when he said that, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy because they're already pulling, CDs and tapes off the shelf.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care. That's that NWA attitude, man. He didn't care.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna come to the East Coast and I'm gonna take it back to '94. And this verse was so ill that it got dude a deal when AZ jumped on Life's a Bitch by Nas. Visualizing the realism in life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest, a person's status depends on salary. He bodied that. And my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live. He killed that.
He did kill it.
He killed that. He got a deal. Legend says he got his deal off of that verse alone on Nas' album. That's ill.
That's money.
Yeah, he bodied that.
You got to look at it this way with that. And yeah, I caught a lot of flack. I thought he ate Nas on that joint, to be honest. Like,
hey, man.
Me and the homies used to talk about that. I'm like,
hey,
yo,
man.
he got Nas on that.
He
like,
bodied
what?
that. What's your second one?
My second one is something we referenced to earlier, the Brooklyn Finest. If Faith had twins, you would call them two Pacs. Get it?
If Faith had twins, she probably has two Pacs. Yeah.
Right. Get it? Two Pacs. And then, the crazy thing about that song is a lot of people thought that was a big song, but it was a Jay-Z song.
Yeah, that was Hov's record.
Yeah, so. And same thing with the Foxy joint. Ain't no nigga. People thought that was Foxy's joint, but it was Jay's. It was
Hov.
Jay's song.
That was Hov.
Yeah.
All right, my next one, 95. Mobb Deep, Drink Away the Pain. But it's Q-Tip's verse.
Danny.
Out of everybody on that joint is Q-Tip's verse. What he did to that, Tommy Hill was my nigga, and others couldn't figure how me and Hill figure used to move through with vigor. Had the 7 ways on how to make these 7 figures. Said the brick was coming through at Fashion Avenue on Tuesday at 2. Now we gotta form the crew of motherfuckers who ain't going out like suckers. Told me call and I and all my other brothers. He used every clothing line as a person in there.
At that time.
Yes, took the jigger and jigged her in the gut. Like, yo, that verse was crazy.
And then that Havoc beat, like,
that verse was crazy. Dude, that verse was crazy. He used every clothing line that was popping.
He definitely did, man.
And put the verse together and put a story together that made sense. Bodied that.
He did body it. I guess my third one would be Streets is Watching. Going back, referencing back to that. One of my favorite joints is the type of cat that started beef and run to the cops. When I see you in the streets is wanting to drop. Like, yo, man, it's crazy, man, because at my job, I'm not gonna say anything, but I deal with these cats that do that all the time, man. Start a whole beef and then they're like, "Oh, I'm running up top, telling the cops."
6ix9ine.
Yeah, man, it's Tekashi style. It's money.
My third one, still East Coast, 96. Nas, but it's affirmative action. Hey, yo, sit back. Yo, I remember me and the twins, my cousin, Norman Nate, we ran this back so what we had to have it memorized that summer. Hey, yo, sit back, relax, catch a contact, sipping cognac, and let's all wash these money through these laundromats, sneak attack, sit back with fact, merch top dollar, in fact, touch mine and I react like a Rottweiler. Who could relate? We play for high stakes at gunpoint, catch them with tape, undress some time with tape, no escape. The Coleon, Fettuccine, Capone, we got it sewn. They what? They went crazy on that joint.
Every last one of them. I don't know how you can have one favorite verse on that record.
I don't know, bro. Foxy Math was messed up. Her team ain't care about her because they should have told her.
Well, yeah, she was, she was definitely what they
16
say
doubled it up.
cabinet.
That's it. She bodied it on the flow tip.
Right.
You know what she was saying, but her numbers was discombobulated.
Yeah, man.
But that's my third one right there. You got to. Did we both do 3?
Yeah, we did 3.
I got an honorable mention.
Okay.
And it's a sleeper, but it's not a sleeper. Puffy, really Biggie, Victory.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as it's here, then we might as well shine together. Remember the first time you heard that?
Yeah.
You felt like you won something and you didn't win nothing. You was just listening to the record and your chest swelled up. You like, as the way they brought the instrumentation in.
Yeah, the Rocky joint.
Yeah. And the way, in the commission, we asked for permission to hit him. Yo, that record right there, that verse, Diddy's verse, though, set the tone. Even though, you know what I mean? People be trying to play Diddy because his Diddy is Brother Love and all of that. His verse set the tone on that.
Money, can I say this, though, man?
Sure.
You're an MC. So you probably got like 5 or 6 honorable mentions. Me, I'm a guy that I love hip hop. I listen to stuff. I be forgetting stuff, and then with you bring me back like, okay, all right, and I'm still fucking it up, but it's all good, yeah. So what we gonna do next, man? What we getting into next, man?
Let me see. What did we miss? That's what we're gonna get the people a question. What did we miss? What you think should have definitely been on our list that wasn't on our list? Because see, music is opinionated. You know what I'm saying? I might think it's a 10 out of 10. You might think it's a 2 or vice versa. But those is what stuck out to me. But you know what else we could do? We could go into our bonus rounds. We go into our bonus rounds. In the intro, we told them we give them music, right?
Right.
We also got to give them a little bit of fashion. So let's do 2 clothing lines. 2 clothing lines that stick out in your head in the 90s. What you got?
Man, I got Averex.
Averex. I had a black Averex jacket. I did with the leather sleeves, like the varsity cut joint.
I was bad, man. I was a Averex junkie. I had probably an Averex, 5 Averexes for the week, and I had a snorkel.
Nah, I had one.
Yeah, I was going crazy. I was OD'd on them.
I was smart. I got black, so no matter what, I matched with everything. You feel me?
Not only that is Averex, even though they was like the hard leather, you could do anything in. Like you could just rub your arm against his chair, and it was like stuck. If you had white, like this page would be on the white, on the silver. So.
Said it was an AV junkie.
But yeah, I was that.
Mine is I'm going with Hilfiger.
Okay.
Tommy Hill was my nigga. And others couldn't figure Hilfiger because we used to have those heavy middle school. Like you had to get the Hilfiger rugby for school. You know what I'm saying? Maroon with the blue stripe, or the white with the red stripe, or the gray with the black stripe. My closet was whamming.
I loved the Hilfiger sweatshirt with the Hilfiger on the front, and I love the tees. They were my favorite joints by Hilfiger.
The sweatshirt is a classic with the half circle, right?
Right.
All right, what's your second one?
My second one would be Guess jeans.
Ah, yeah.
Guess jeans. I remember at one time, man, like if you didn't have Tim's and Guess jeans, you was not it.
You wasn't there. You wasn't on.
It was like wearing Escos. If you wore something else, it's like you got played out. If you wore Carl Kanais or Escos or any of that other stuff. Mecca or no,
Mecca.
it's funny stuff. Jeans, as far as I like the shirts.
All right, I got my second line. Nautica.
Oh yeah,
Yo, sophomore year, I had the hardest jacket I ever had. It was a red jacket, and it had Nautica on the sleeve. That was the hardest jacket I ever had. That was hard.
Yep.
It was cut like a bomber, but it wasn't the leather. It was the material. That shit was hard.
You got me psyched about Nautica because Nautica, man, they had everything. They had the cologne, you had watches, you had the rugbies, you had the coats, you had the fleece.
I had a maroon hoodie that was maroon with the navy blue Nautica boat, and the hood was navy blue and green plaid. That's how much I love Nautica back then, and I remember that exact hoodie. I killed them in the Nautica. Fredro Starr said, 21 shots in your Nautica. Fuck all of ya. Just had to throw that out there.
My favorite Nautica piece, man, I stole it.
I stole it?
Yeah.
I stole it?
Yeah, I had to grip it off of somebody.
I bought all these Avirexes and stole my Nautica.
Yeah. Well, this is before that, man. We at this party, somebody's throwing a party in the dorms, man, and this cat laid it down in front of me. He was getting bent, and it was a reversible. So it was like beige sleeve and like the nautical colors.
Yeah.
And then it was green inside, so you could flip it and it had the little Nautica boat. And yo, he put it down. I'm just watching like, yo, this guy, he's hit.
He's hit.
And it was money from there.
Yo, you just sparked something. I'm gonna rewind back to Hilfiger because at one point I had a Hilfiger windbreaker. I don't even know why I had this or like I would ever use it in this manner, but the windbreaker would turn into a bag.
Oh wow!
You remember those?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, I had my Hilfiger windbreaker and it could turn into a bag with a strap. Never did I ever carry anything in it. I don't know why I bought that when I could have probably for less money just bought the regular jacket.
Right.
But yeah, Hilfiger had me brainwashed. Let's jump. What else? 90s. Let's jump into these TV shows.
New York Undercover.
Oh, that's a great one. That's one of my favorite shows. How did I not think of that?
You know what I loved about it?
The Spanish chick. That's what you loved about it.
Well, yeah, definitely her, man. I would love her a long time. But, you know, what was money about that show is, like, even though it was like a cop show, they was like cool cops. Yo, they wore the right gear. They talked right, you know, and they was on point. They was money, man, you know. And really, if they was from down here, from Camden, they would have probably been dirty cops.
Don't throw them under the bus like that, bro. Who's that?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's got to be money.
I let them dudes. If they was out here, they'd probably be dirty cops. Like, come on, bro. That was a great show, though. I watched that all the time. I don't remember what night of the week it came on, but I remember weekly
Thursday.
I was on that. Thursday. And then even to the day, if I'm flicking through, if I'm at the crib and it's on the reruns, I'm on that. TV One. You know what I mean? They be having the reruns. My first show, I'm going to go in and Live in Color. I'll go in and Live in Color because of how many stars came off it and Live in Color. You had Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson, Jim Carrey, Jennifer Lopez, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Damon Wayans,
Tommy Davidson,
David Allen Greer. I'm at 8 right now, and I know there's more. I know I'm missing some. You could count Kim Wayans. You can count Sean because he was the DJ and then he ended up getting his own show. That's 10 people right there. That's 10 stars. Not 10 actors that you just happen to know. That's 10 stars that got their start on one show.
And the show was hilarious.
It was hilarious. Fire Marshal Bill. It was hilarious.
That was a show on Sundays that you were waiting. Like, you know, my mother, when she did cook Sunday dinners, it'd be like, yo, I can't wait for this to come on because I'm going to hold something to the side so I can watch and eat and enjoy it. So that was definitely a dope show.
That's one of the illest show of the 90s. What you got for me? What's your second?
My second show, I don't know if it qualifies, but it was on cable. And my second show would be Oz. I loved Oz.
Was that the 90s?
Yeah, that was the 90s.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We might have to Google him. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen of the courts.
Okay.
We might have to Google him.
Court's in session.
We might have to Google him.
I might have to put out more cash.
Hold on, Oz. Oh,
Cash
original
Money.
release July 12th, 1997, but it ran to 2003, so that's why we were confused.
Well, that's why you were confused because I'm on the money with that one. I'm just going to say, man, that the first two, I remember them being in the 90s.
You could get that. You could get that.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite shows because it's all these weird characters, man, and that was the kind of show that made you say, you know what, I don't know if I could do prison. I mean, for me, so I love this show. It was gritty, it was hardcore, it was for real. At times, and then of course, it's a TV show, so then you get a little fugazi here and there, but it was a money show for me. You feel me?
All right, my second show is not what everybody's thinking it's gonna be. It technically is. I should, and I could say Martin, but just to throw something in there that a lot of people probably forgot or slept on, I'm not gonna say Martin, and I'm gonna go with Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
What?
Cooper. Yo, Coop, you're on. Let me tell you why, though. It wasn't as good as a show as Martin by any means. But that was one of my favorite shows just because he played basketball. Okay. And in that episode where he got to play against Barkley, even though Barkley dunked on him and all of that, that episode when he made it to the NBA for 10 days, that had got me hyped back in the day. Oh, wow. So I'm going to shout out Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Martin, your show was way better. Yes, Cooper, I'm sorry I had to say that. But for this show, I'm going to go with Hanging with Mr. Cooper because y'all can go on and watch that anyway.
But you know what? Mr. Cooper was a show when it came on, you had to sit and watch it. It was a good show.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Had Pete Robinson wife in it.
Right. Yeah, she was nice. Holly, yeah.
Yeah.
She's money. She's money. I don't know if Rodney, he might be a little stiff. I don't think he'll watch this show, but Holly's money. But I gotta take Martin, man. If you're not gonna take Martin, that's my third show, man.
You got Martin. Yo. So if we're gonna go with a third show, you're gonna go with Martin. Martin, I got a lot of memories with Martin. That's definitely an iconic 90s show. I don't think you could even talk about 90s TV or culture without talking about Martin.
Yeah, man. He had all the characters, and my favorite character out of all of them was Roscoe. When Roscoe would come up there, yeah, man, he was bad as shit, and he always had something smart to say.
Martin also had more hip hop people on the show than anybody. Biggie, remember, they had Biggie. Yeah. Did they have Chris Cross? I could have swore they had Chris Cross before.
They had Chris Cross, and they had the Ghetto Boys.
They did have Ghetto Boys. Bushwick Bill was about to light Tommy up. I remember that one. They had a gang of midgets, a gang of little people. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I like everybody. But, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a good show. That was a dope show. Definitely. A lot of shows. What was it? Living Single. Well, because of Queen Latifah, man. That was dope. She got to bring a lot of hip hop, cross promo, bring a lot of hip hop dudes through. What other shows had a lot of hip hop dudes through in the 90s? And Living Single Living Color, they used to have performances.
Yeah,
performances. A lot of people, Naughty by Nature, you name it. Somebody in the 90s, they came through that show.
I'm going to take it back to Living Single, though, because Queen Latifah's cousin, I went to school with him at King, my man Billy, shout out to Billy Aldridge. He used to invite me to her flavor unit parties, holiday parties. Man, I went to one.
You ain't go? I was about to say, you should have went.
Yeah, one I went. It was not nice afterwards, man. I was like in somebody's toilet, man, like giving up like yellow slime.
No, thank you.
Yeah, man, it was terrible.
No,
but
thank you.
The party was dope all the way up until that point. Yeah, I never seen her at them parties, but they were at parties though. Went to two of them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So what we rolling with next, man? I
think we hit all our topics for the day, my boy.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what, man? We like to thank everybody that tuned in, supporting the channel. If y'all really rocking with us, man, a subscribe.
Hit that
If you
like
want,
button.
yeah, hit the like button and hit our Patreon up, man. You know what I mean, yo? Because we all family here. We enjoyed ourselves, man. We running through, man. My man, Money Carson, man, is the light to be on the set with, and
Appreciate it, good
we just
brother.
gonna let him do his thing.
Hey man, shout out the leader of the pack Productions and the man that make all of this possible every day, aka your favorite plug, aka Mr. 2 AM, aka the man with the face too easy to trace, aka the Red Wolf, El Lobo Rojo.
Ah, woo!